And then a tuning is one tuning, because my project is full of bells. But also to attune is to kind of bring together. So whether you're bringing together a sound to the right pitch or you're bringing together a group of people, you kind of attune together. I don't even think I personally have a rumination in the piece. Things were submitted by people that I'm friends with and people that I don't even know. A lot of friends came up to me during Music Tastes Good and told me that they saw their rumination up there, and I don't know whose is whose. So Ruminations Attuning actually did start from this opportunity to bring some kind of art installation to a music festival called Music Tastes Good. And it was the first time that Long Beach was going to have a big music festival put on by Josh Fischel, who is no longer with us, but he had this great vision of putting Long Beach on the map musically and having this festival. I was hoping that it would stimulate conversations between people. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of interaction when there's a bunch of strangers walking around. I was hoping that if you possibly were with a friend or a lover, that you would see something that is a deep thought or a deep feeling that you might have, and it would bring about a conversation or a story about the other person that you didn't know. I wasn't expecting much more than that. I was hoping that these deep conversations would kind of come about. But what ended up happening was a lot of people started to take responsibility for it, and they cared about it. So when things started to break, when bells fell off or pieces fell off, they would just pick them up and start to put them back together however they thought they went back together. There was a guy who was really attached to one of the wind chimes, and the wind chime would get all tangled, or the bells would tangle in, and every time the same guy passed, he would look at that wind chime and it would always be tangled, so he would come up and he would stand there and just untangle it until it was back to normal, and then he would kind of feel a little satisfaction and walk away. When I first was thinking about bringing it here, I was worried that people would write on some of the ruminations and make fun of them, but it's been completely respected. There's 2 tags on the structure. I was worried that since the bells are hanging in twine, people would come and just tear them down and take them, and a few of them are missing, but most of them are still there. And I'd like to think that part of it is because of the way that it sounds. So I've been back a few times in the past almost year, and it's always different every time. You can tell that it has its own history and that people have visited. Some things have fallen off and they've been tied back in different places. There is one bell that somebody put a stone up inside of. I usually just come to collect whatever has fallen down and try to put things back in place if I can. For the most part, it's being taken care of, and it changes however it's going to change, and it's a little bit more of a casual collaboration. So it doesn't really feel like my thing that I have ownership of. The last time I came back to visit, somebody had added, the last time I came back to visit, somebody had added their own post. So they found a piece of wood, and it says, "Will I ever find myself again? I'm lost and scared." And this was really, really touching, coming back and seeing this, because we have all these forums online where we can express ourselves and where we can just kind of put our feelings into the void. But there's something about having a physical space to write something and to leave a worry and a concern. And I know that I don't know, I feel lost and scared a lot of the time. I imagine a lot of people feel lost and scared a lot of the time. And somehow seeing that somebody else feels lost and scared feels a little less scary. So I hope that this person is finding something that's making them happy. I hope it helped to leave something here. It means a lot to me.